This past November, the citizens of Bowling Green participated in a special election for mayor and a city commissioner seat. In this edition of Spotlight on Bowling Green, we will sit down with Mayor Bruce Wilkerson and our board of city commissioners. Having lived in Bowling Green since the 1970s, Bruce Wilkerson has served the community for much of his career with the Western Kentucky University and Bowling Green Police Departments. Mayor Wilkerson was originally elected as a city commissioner in November 2006. He is now serving his first term as mayor.
When I decided to run for election for the commission in 2006, I thought bringing together the two aspects of my experience, both 20 years in the city government and then the experience I had in the private business world, I thought was a unique blend which would bring a perspective that I thought would be helpful to the city. Bowling Green to me is just the perfect size community. It's large enough to have those amenities that people are looking for when they want to settle down, but yet it still has that small town atmosphere where you know your neighbors, you know people everywhere you go. It's a can-do town. They like to pull together to accomplish things as a group, and to me it's very rewarding to be associated with that mentality. I made the decision to run for mayor at the end of the previous mayor's term. So I've been making those plans and trying to bring together an atmosphere that I felt like would be conducive to moving the city forward. Sometimes people would sort of be enamored with our meetings, that it was enjoyable to watch because of what was going on. I guess what I plan to bring is a little lowering of that temperature in the room. Even though we may disagree or may have different opinions, we can still go out and eat supper together and enjoy ourselves. What I see upcoming is the same issues that we've dealt with over the past 5 years. Budget management is always going to be our top priority. How do we best spend the money that we take in the form of taxes and licenses and fees? It's very difficult to tell people no. It's very difficult to choose between competing interests, but that's part of our role, is to find out what we can do as a community that betters the entire community, perhaps not necessarily a particular special interest group. I plan to try to work together as a team. Many people in the community, sometimes they fail to recognize that we're a city manager commission form of government. The city manager actually runs the day-to-day show or operations of city government. The mayor's not actually in charge. So our board of commissioners provide direction, discipline, policy, and budget. And as mayor, you're the chair of that board. So I try to create an atmosphere of openness and a teamwork atmosphere where we all work together, even though we may not agree on specific goals along that path, that we'll all work together as a team to make Bowling Green the best community it can be.
Joe Denning was born and raised in Bowling Green and is deeply rooted in the community. The High Street High School graduate spent much of his career as a Bowling Green police officer and a Kentucky State Trooper. Commissioner Denning was originally elected as a city commissioner in 1990.
I was on the Bowling Green City School Board as an elected official citywide for 18 years. I have been in public service majority of my adult life, and I enjoy it. Bowling Green is a place where anyone can move to and raise a family, not have to worry about high crime rate. We have good school systems, higher education opportunities at Western Kentucky University. So I think we as a city have all the pluses going for us. 70% of the revenue coming into the city of Bowling Green comes from the occupational tax. We're so dependent on occupational tax. In other words, a tax that comes from individuals working in the city of Bowling Green. We have to do everything that we can to work with our Chamber of Commerce, who has a contractual obligation to the city of Bowling Green and to the county of Warren to bring jobs into the city of Bowling Green. So we're always looking for job opportunities, new companies, expansion of present industries, which in turn provide occupational tax revenue. If we're going to continue to provide the services that we are expected to provide to the citizens of this community, then we've got to make sure we have the income coming in order to do that.
Originally from Terre Haute, Indiana, Slim Nash came to Bowling Green in 1988 to attend Western Kentucky University on a swimming scholarship. Upon graduation, he stayed in Bowling Green, and it has become his home. Commissioner Nash was originally elected as a city commissioner in November 2004.
I really like that we, as a community, are made up of all kinds of different people from all kinds of different backgrounds with many varied interests. I wanted to be reelected to the Bowling Green City Commission due to what I believe is work left undone. I am a strong supporter of the tax increment financing district, a strong supporter of downtown redevelopment. I wanted to continue to try to put myself in a position where I could continue to try to represent people who I believe vote for me. I think oftentimes I get branded to be a particular type of commissioner or a particular type of individual, but very often I'm not who people make me out to be. I am outspoken. I am very direct when it comes to making decisions. I think my professional background outside of politics, with regards to always working in community mental health or in a social services field, allows me a perspective of seeing how the average citizen who calls Bowling Green home is struggling. And too often I think people who are struggling feel disenfranchised from government because they don't think that the people who are sitting in the positions to make decisions have a real understanding of what their daily struggles are. And I feel like I do have a handle on that. I do have an understanding of it, and it factors into the decisions that I make as a city commissioner. Goals that I have in the upcoming term would be to continue to bring that unique perspective that we talked about earlier, and making sure that we live within our means, that we are both providing for our citizens and providing for our employees. There is a balance that has to be struck there, but it's an important balance that both feel like that they're getting out of city government what it is that they put in.
Bill Waltrip is most known in Bowling Green as serving the community with the Bowling Green Police Department. He came to Bowling Green in 1977 after transferring from the Memphis, Tennessee Police Department. In 2006, he retired after spending his last 4 years of his career as police chief. Commissioner Waltrip was elected as a city commissioner in November 2010.
Well, there's a number of things that are nice about living in this community. The spirit of the residents. There's a can-do attitude here. People want to get things done. The size of the city is perfect. The location's perfect. I've been in government for over 30 years, and I thought that the experience I have within government would be good as a city commissioner, and also working with residents during the 30 years and trying to meet the challenges of a growing community. There's a lot of issues on the table that we'll have in the next couple of years with downtown redevelopment, with the TIF district. We have to continue as city commissioners, continue working with the Chamber of Commerce and trying to bring in new businesses, work with existing businesses, one of those being WKU. WKU is a driving force economically in this community. The more students that are brought in, the more construction projects they have, the better our economy will be. Working with local tourism group. Tourism's a $307 million business for Bowling Green and Warren County. We need to continue to work with trying to bring in more tourism, supporting small businesses, and trying to determine how best the city can work with them to help improve their businesses. Trying to figure out what the difference between our wants and our needs. We have to be able to live within the monies that we can bring in, use our available funding wisely. There's so many issues, again, that are out there. Traffic is always an issue in Bowling Green. Home ownership is an issue. Trying to get those people that can afford to be in housing, trying to get them to become homeowners. Too many of our citizens still live in poverty, and trying to work through those issues. Neighborhood integrity issues. Bowling Green is blessed with so many nice neighborhoods, and we need to work with those neighborhood leaders to improve their neighborhoods as well.
Born and raised in Warren County, Melinda Hill knows the value and importance of serving her community. After leaving Bowling Green to attend college, she returned to contribute to her hometown. With 27 years of business experience, Commissioner Hill is currently an instructor at Western Kentucky University. She was elected City Commissioner in November 2011.
I feel like my service to this community has been serving on various boards in the community and help volunteering wherever needed. Some of my strengths include working with people from all different backgrounds, no matter what their education level is or what their field of work is. I feel like I'm able to communicate and work with them. After being appointed last year, I really felt it was important for me to be elected to show that the commissioners made the right decision last year in appointing me. And by running and being elected, I feel like this is my way to give back to the community. I feel like this community's been a great community for me as an individual, for my family, as my children, as my parents, and my grandparents. It's just been a great community for all of us. It seems like our arms are open to everyone, and we want everyone to make this their home and a happy home. My plans and goals as a city commissioner are to continue to learn about this city and continue to look for ways we can improve. I think our city's a great city. I love living here. I love making this my home, but also know there are always ways to improve. With the economy the way it is, we're going to have to continue to look for ways to improve as far as our budget's concerned. I know we do not want to get rid of any services we offer the citizens, so what can we do to keep our budget in good shape and continue to provide the services for our citizens? My biggest challenge has been trying to please people. I do like to please people, and I've realized real fast that you can't please everyone. On some decisions that I thought would not bother people, there are people, they didn't like the way I voted, or they didn't like the position I was taking. So I'm trying to learn that when I don't make them happy on a certain decision, that hopefully the next decision that I make, it will make them happy. But my goal is trying to make and work with as many citizens in the community as possible, but to continue to make them happy and work for them, but also realize I need to do what's best for the community as a whole.
If you would like to learn more about this or any Spotlight on Bowling Green program, contact City Hall at 393-3000.